is Ivan. We work together on a lot of the camps and a lot of clinics together. So yeah, Ivan and Ivan. But anyway, I'm going to try to share some ideas with you guys today about legs conditioning and some drills, some running drills, I mean, things I'm sure you guys implement in your systems at your gyms, but it's always good to refresh and share some ideas together. We all know how important the leg conditioning is because in girls gymnastics, 3 of the events out of 4 events are on legs, and bars is always, we talk so much, bars is completely different animal, but on other events, if we condition the kids properly, and if you have a genetically gifted and stronger athletes with the proper conditioning, you can get pretty far with that. So that's the idea we want to share over here. Also, it prevents injuries. We all know that I'm a strong believer that you cannot prevent injuries or avoid injuries all the time, but by doing a proper conditioning and follow the progressions in gymnastics, sometimes you can prevent some injuries. Hopefully that's the idea. Improves endurance. We know how important it is for gymnastics, and these days routines are full, packed full with difficulties, and we know how important the endurance is for that, and also that enhances performance as well. So I can start with some of the outdoor training, and then I'll go with some of other things to share some ideas with you. But I don't know how much of you guys are doing outdoor training. I remember back in the day where as a gymnast, especially summertime when we're off season, it's time for new skills, and to be in the gym for 7-8 hours sometimes just breathing the jackets, getting a little bit boring for the kids. And it depends on the areas you live, but summers are beautiful pretty much everywhere. We did a lot of outdoor training, and depends, you can take them on a little track and field area or a little bit soccer arena right there, whatever they can do some skills outside. But the kids, I intend to see the kids love this because it's different from what you do in the gym, but basically you train them very well to get back in the gym to cover some of their skills. And you go to this. So basically, to get going with the outdoor, you find a proper facility to do that, and of course you look to get a proper shoes, because it's very important. If it's on a turf or you can do it on the grass, just make sure avoid maybe cement or a hard surface, but let them stay hydrated all the time, get water with them, and of course a lot of the skills they're going to do sometimes is going to be overheated or a little bit warmer. Just make sure they don't have asthma, or always want to remind them about the safety precautions for that. But when you go, we can go with a lot of running drills, and I'm sure you guys do this every day on a daily basis. But what's the important thing to do these drills is not just how you do them, or how everybody knows them, is the way you do them. If you can condition them properly with a good technique, even with the running, I find it very important, because I don't know how you guys find out, but you have kids in the gym, they don't know how to run, they don't have the coordination. So basically they go from the car to the gym, home, and you see kids running and squaring, just the shoulders are moving from left to right. They don't bend the elbows, they don't pump the arms, because we all know, faster we're going to move the arms, faster the legs going to move. And we need to work on this proper form with the running. So of course it's high knees and bottom touches. Then you can go the ellipticals. Make sure again you stay square. You drive the back leg. This is good for the hurdles. As you see, good running. If you look at Michaela Maroney's vault, she's almost straight arms, but moving them so fast. But usually when you start the running, just look at it one point and just up the arms right above the shoulders and keep moving your legs faster. Then you can go to ellipticals. You can start doing some cone shuttle runs. And I mean, basically you have to, when you go there, you usually spends about 45 minutes to an hour outside and just warm them up properly, and then from there you can create the numbers. The numbers are individual for every person, you know, for more, you know how advanced your kids are going to be, and then you can force how many lengths they can do back and forth. They can do sprinting with the shuttle runs. You can make it as an obstacle courses for the kids, make it 2 teams. That's just make it fun out of their condition. It would be great. Of course, you can do this forward, you can do it backwards. And you can just change the speed on that, high knees, acceleration there. You can do runs with running on the left leg, running on the right leg, then you can do it with a straight leg on the bottom, you can do it with a bent leg on the bottom. And again, if you want to increase the intensity a little bit, you can have them do every time you return with a sprint coming back and make it more challenging as an obstacle course as well. So that's a very short distance I wanted to show with these shuttle runs. They go pick a cones and all that. And I do this in the gym a lot, especially in the summertime, but it's time-wise is about from 1:30 to 2 minutes, depends on the kids. But when you look at, if you can imagine the floor exercise, you put 8 cones on each side, on one side, and then you just mark on the other side. So they have to do 32 shuttle runs, picking the cone, bring it on one side, and bringing it back. So it takes about close to a full routine, and it's a very good endurance for them to do this also on the floor. Of course, you can do all the jumping. You can see the extension of the arms. You can see the squats all the way down. Of course, you can just manipulate with the speed how fast you want it to go or slower. Speed equal power, so if you want it speed, you do it faster, otherwise you just contract the muscles more for power. Just the sprinting. Then you can move to some, I just found that facility that doesn't have 2 taller stairs there, but usually if you find something, this is very important. Some of them I have it in the gyms, and we did a lot of stair training, and then there are a lot of exercises you can work on that, going up and down and sprinting and jumping, so just skipping up and down. You can just cross the steps, and again, you just look at very good form with the arms, very good form with the legs and bringing the knees up. So basically, just training the body to work. If you want the pulse to go higher on that, you can make a compresses for them on the stairs. Maybe they do 5 minutes intense work, and you have them rest for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then do it again 2-3 times. But again, you have to know your athletes, and if you haven't done it for the first, you know, in general, just start gradually increasing the load on the kids. Pretty much similar things what we do on the floor, but now we do it on the stairs. Lunges, and you can use weights with that if you want to increase the training a little bit more and giving them a little bit more resistance there. You can skip to the steps and make a longer jumps, and again, these stairs are not, they're not gonna get too much of a workout on them unless you go back and forth quite a bit, but usually you need a taller stairs for that to do that. And again, probably their work should not exceed maybe 15 minutes. I think that's plenty of time to do that. So we can move to some in-gym exercises. Of course, we're going to start with some general exercises. We're going to start just full range of motion on the ankles and do the toe risers. And you can just do it in every direction. And I'm sure you have this in your daily conditioning. It's helpful for the kids again to know how to punch on the floor. And we're talking with Ivan on a lot of the camps. We have kids here, so many flat-footed kids coming and tumbling. They just don't know how to extend on the floor and punch. Their feet are flat, so we're going to work on that. Of course, the numbers on the toe risers, you can always say 25, 25, 50. I mean, they're all the different directions, legs together, in and out, and then the feet together in each leg. But usually up to 200 on those. And just the hammers on the floor, just a very general, before you get just to feel the springs. You know, these days the floor exercises are so fast to tumble, and it's based on the springs, and we're still talking about learn how to punch on the floor. And that's a little bit prevention. I saw this exercise many years ago, and people are doing it just to curl, you know, just to get their ankles stronger, and it's good to do it. This one I saw on a couple camps years back. The Russian gymnasts were doing this and just kind of a punching on the floor, basically to after you snap into really punch on the floor, and they're just doing this exercise back and forth. They get in a corner and then they chuck a huge pass. We're just kind of again feeling the floor. This one also, this is a little bit technique with the tumbling too, but just stay in that good shape and pushing back. But watch what the feet are doing. Basically, they are going to push with the feet to travel back, and this is what I see a lot missing on a lot of the camps. Kids are coming and they just don't know, they cannot support the floor. And even they're a little bit stronger, their knees are giving up because they don't push through the floor to continue with the tumbling they do. Of course, we can just do deep squats on one leg. Her leg could be a little bit taller, and of course you look at always for the posture and always do it on both of the legs. Okay, we all know these general squats. Yeah, and again, you can just do it slowly, take a little bit rest, have a number, 10, 12, 20, 25, depends on your athlete, or sometimes you can just have them from here, jump on the other side, turn around, jump back, and just this way you just increase the intensity quite a bit that way. Just do a deep squats here on one leg and try to go below the knee and try to maintain a good square shoulders, and actually even good here. You can stop and not stop, but just finish with going all the way to your toes on upper leg there. Just do lunges, and I put a weight on that one, so you guys do this with weights just to force the body just to get stronger and go beyond there to control their weight that way. When they take the weights off, it feels much easier that way. And you can do it with the dumbbells, or you can just do it with a 35 or 45 pounder in front of the chest, and you can do that too, or forward. We do a lot of squats by the wall, but as you see, it's good to do it on stow bars, because it's good to pick a same size partner so the person below can handle the body weight, and then it's good to do it with holding on the wall just for the person out there to be safer, but basically just proper form. And as you see, she comes, she's still arching a tailbone, but then she stands up exposing it out there. Just make sure, how many of you see that there's so many kids standing with the chest out just as a posture, just so have them here, be square, but just to make sure you're working the proper body. Otherwise, the weight's going to push you down, and then you can create some lower back injuries, and that's why it's important to do it properly that way. Of course, you just do a deep squat here, and this is a triangle we intend to have in the gym, and so when she gets up there, she touches the legs and then just comes down. I know some of you guys are doing this on the beams. Just make sure sometimes when you give them a bigger set, they get a little bit tired. They don't pay attention when they're coming down, and I've seen some low ankles out of that, especially when they get tired. They don't look, they don't think, and so it's always very important to save them out of injuries when they are conditioning, because they get tired out of it. This is just the high bar there, and then she just squat and try to touch the bar up there. Just a lot of the things you can see they're done really slowly, but I wanted them to do it that way so you can just get visual. And of course, you want to. We're an aerobic sport. You want everything to be fast. We need to be tumbling faster. So we need the muscles to be quick. So we want a fast motion. And I put this one because it's a, just the coordination, but also, we're going to talk, and Ivan was talking today about, technique, and I'll do it tomorrow morning, but basically here, as you see, if you're looking at the snap, she's going back. We're not looking at the technique at this point. I just want her arms to go up and then snap here in front and then push off the mat. So basically just doing set of 15 of that, it still works your body pretty good with the snapping motion. And technique is a different thing there. So those are just the two springboards. You can control the angle. You can put the springboards, and you can make it a little bit taller. It's a little easier. Lower you put the boards. They have to squat more, but basically I have them do 2 sets of 200 of those jumps, or 2 sets of 150, and just from there you can increase the speed too. But as you see, good form with the hands and the chin, and square the hips. So basically, it's a good exercise. I just wanted to show you a little bit some isometric holds. So those are not moving, so your body is not moving, it's I0. So basically, it's very good for supersets to do this, and then she's just doing it without a weight. Usually I do it with the weights, but say for instance, when you're doing a supersetting, and say you do a set of long jump, and then you're doing something else, you do a full complex of 5 skills. At the end of it, if you grab the 45 or just stand in that position, it burns your muscles. So basically, this is when you really, where muscles get very tired at the end of it, and you do this for 30 seconds after the full set of something. So that's why I wanted to show that. Same thing on one leg, or you can just be on your toes and just stand on that. And also, it's very good for coordination, because those are not moving, but they are very tired, and usually contracting the muscle their way. More strength after the motion. So here she's using the 45-pounder, and again, you want a proper back, and then she can squat a little bit more, and it's pretty hard for her, but especially after you've done already, say, a minute and a half of non-stop moving, when you do this for 30 seconds, it's pretty hard at the end of it, but it helps them to get stronger. We all know the conditioning, it's the skills you do, it's always got to know how important it is to land, and we see a lot of injuries that are coming, even if you have a very strong athlete, you can get injured right on the landings, and because especially at the end of the routine, you have a long, exhausting routine, and if you don't know how to bend the legs, where your arms to stop, sometimes it could be painful and could be devastating as injury. And Ivana was talking today, she's moving forward. So basically for all the front stuff, as you come right here, we want to slow the rotation down because you're moving forward, so your hands are going back right here, so your level square, so you move back. So this is just a single jump first, and then we'll do it later from the beginning, but there you go. So basically right here, so she controls that first is the jump, and you go right here, so she pull back a little bit more, so she can stay a little bit taller, but even that, when you land in every landing, contracts your muscles, so you get stronger with that. And in a JO program, we get pretty lucky because we can get a lunge position forward and backward and don't get away with any landing reductions. But in a elite world, you must kick all the passes. So that's why it's important to land properly and to work on a lot of landings too.
Guys, do you know why in front tumbling we should keep arms backwards?
You stop your brain movement going
So here's the way the body works. Standing straight, all joints on top of each other. I'm going this direction. Everything that's going to move backwards with the upper body is going to put the hips in front of the support. So anytime you look forward, you bring arms forward, this is what it's going to do to it's going to move your center mass behind the support. That's when your gymnast locking their knees. So on front tumbling, arms landing forward, you're going to do this. So that's why front tumbling, arms are backwards. The body rotates that way. You need to move weight opposite of that. On back tumbling, the body is going that way. I want to move weight opposite. So this is back tumbling. This is front tumbling. In order to prevent the body to move from the, right? So, thank you.
Of course, this is backwards, so jump, 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 and then she also saying, coming right here, leveling right here, landing, and she was showing today boys intend to go a little bit leaning more forward, but our bullet points with the girls dropping chest low, it's a reduction, so not for the boys.
All my girls are landing with arms here, I don't know why. So we don't want them here, guys. I know you probably have the same challenges. The dismounting of bars, golf, arms cannot be here. This is good for this motion, airplane wings, right? But we want their arms here. So Tom Forrester actually had a skill. If you do double front dismount of bars, because the body is moving away from the bar, you want to keep your arms forward. So that's the only probably skill. I know I still probably want to challenge him, but I think it makes certain sense. Do you guys understand double front of bars? Because you're moving away from support, you're going that way, you want to put your arms away from it. And the rest of it.
Well, I've seen a lot of the back tumbling, they get a little bit on the side. Here narrow, it's much harder, but to the side, yeah, it's a little bit too much. Then those are some TheraBand exercises and complexes. So basically, those are the ones really are preventive injury exercises. And just I've seen a lot of gyms, they go and they're on a session and just kids are going 15-20 minutes earlier before the sessions. They are doing this and it's already warms up their ankles, but also get them stronger. And I know a lot of physical therapy places are giving the kids those same exercises, but they tend to work if you do them properly. So you can see the resistance she's doing, and that's just a complex with a bungee. So she gets every direction, so you can see the definition on the muscle she has, so as she pulls, and so she strengthened the glutes here, she's strengthening the hamstrings here because she's arching, and I mean it's good for the hips. And actually it trains you also in our sport, starting value versus deductions. You win so many meets by doing a very clean gymnastics. I mean, clean gymnastics always going to win meets. So basically, by doing those stuff, you're keeping them ready to make sure they are fit feet are pointed, their legs are, knees are straight, but you're getting stronger too. And this is again on the flexibility. I mean, you see, I just wanted to show that. I mean, she's probably not one of the most flexible girls, but again, you know, you want this, you can push this all the way behind the head, and you can go all the way to the floor. I mean, if you have it's nothing wrong to work that flexibility as well as the strength with the resistance of the lunges. I mean, the way Ivan was saying this morning for the lectures, we did a lot of ballet. I mean, all the elite world cannot go without the ballet. And what is the ballet? Is the posture, and is the kicking, and the resistance with the lunges. I mean, it goes together, flexibility and strength. They do gymnastics together. You can go all the directions for that. I don't know if you guys, what kind of a bungees you're using. There's so many on the market right now, but if they are too, the tension is not too big, just force them a little bit. It's not a point sometimes just to have a bungee wrapped around the legs if you don't work the muscles. They're different colors. I don't know which one are the strongest, but it's okay to force them. But be careful also if you don't put them to a heavy resistance, because I mean, I think like that, you can burn your hamstring, you know, and then they'll come the next day after they'll do 5 sets of training, and they say, oh, I cannot walk to the next day, so you just got to be careful with that, so gradually build that, but don't do it too light if they are trained well. So these ones you can just, this is injury prevention, you can go back and forth on that, on the sideways, or you can do it with just the full length, doing on one side, and then you can just turn around and do the other side. And again, this bungee is your resistance, how much you want to put on. And there she goes now, she puts a little bit extra with the squat and hold, and squat and hold. And the next step is to put a weight and keep forcing, you know, with following the progressions that you want to get a little bit stronger. This one, I don't know, they call it monster walk, but it's, I like this one because it gets work all your direction of the ankle. You know, you go on your heels, you go on your toes, you inside of the foot, outside of the foot, and at the same time you just keep a very good posture with your body. Hamstrings, you can do those on the beam, you can do it here, you can do it with the kids. But I like the bungees because, you know, when they are doing it as a partners with the kids, you know, the kid could pull so hard, and then that way, you know, the best way gymnastics is controlling your body. If you can control your own weight, and if you can control what you're doing, you know how much you need to do. So that's why it's better just to force the bungee to be a little bit tighter, and she knows how much to pull. Of course, you can do those on the beams, and you can see the posture, you know, to be nice with the chest and with the stomach, square hips, and ballet feet. And then, of course, she can kick much harder, and I'm sure you guys do all that for flexibility, but basically we're doing this for flexibility and also for conditioning to see the definition on the muscles and have a good look when they're competing. I remember we used to do this on outside training, and then we had a big belt and we have a big outside tire truck or something, and then you pull in the tire back and forth. But I think this is exactly the same, you know, when the kids are holding each other and pushing each other, or just tie yourself on the beam that way and have these ones you need to have a heavier resistance bungees so you can sprint. But what's going to work for that is to make the complex. Okay, if you have a kid there and say, okay, I'm just going to do 20 seconds of running, that's not going to do anything. You have to have a little complex and say, okay, you're going to sprint for 30 seconds, you're going to do 25 jumps, you're going to turn around, you're going to sprint 30 seconds backwards and do 25 back jumps. That makes a difference. So you can increase the numbers. But basically, after this stuff, they should be feeling very tired with the legs and find these kind of things right after on their rest, we do a little bit core work in general, so they're away for a rest, and this way you can make like 3 cycles of that, and works pretty good to work with the core, but also with the legs. And probably, I don't know if you can guys see it, but there is a bungee from the back leg to the front leg, and same thing. She's moving too much from side to side. It should be very stable. It should be just seeing movement with the legs and basically stay square. You should see the front leg. Try to get above the box. And everything you work, it should be always both of the legs. We all know it's a bad leg, good leg, and we struggle with some kind of a flexibility, but